Good morning everyone. In the last session, in this chapter, acid, bases and salts, we have studied about the acids, right? Then we have studied about what are organic and inorganic acid, what are mineral acid, okay? Concentrated and dilute acid we have studied in the last session, and then we have studied the general characteristics of acids, right? All the points we have seen. Now come to then we have studied one more topic, that is a very important topic, that acids contain replaceable hydrogen atom. So acids contain replaceable hydrogen atom, means in acid compound hydrogen atom is there and it can be replaceable by metal atom. Got it? If one hydrogen atom is there in acid compound, it can replace by only one metal atom. If two hydrogen atom is there, just like sulfuric acid, then it can be replaced by two hydrogen atom. Okay, so just like that, hydrogen atom can be replaced by metal atom from its acid compound. Got it? So all these things we have studied in the last session. Okay, today we are going to start a new topic of this chapter, that is the action of acids on carbonates. Okay, so the action of acids on carbonates. So here we will use the carbonate compound. When acid react with the carbonate compound, as I told you earlier, it always liberate carbon dioxide gas. Got it my point what I am saying? If acid react with the carbonate compound you can take sodium carbonate compound, you can take sodium bicarbonate compound, okay, or hydrogen carbonate compound, calcium carbonate compound you can take, okay. So these compounds are the carbonate compound. Calcium carbonate is a carbonate compound, sodium carbonate is a carbonate compound. Got it? So all these compounds are the carbonates compound. Got it? So whenever the acid react with the carbonates compound, it always liberate carbon dioxide gas. Okay. So let's see the few example of this. I will give the chemical equation for this. Just like hydrochloric acid, HCl. Okay. This one is hydrochloric acid. When this acid react with the carbonate compound, here I will take sodium carbonate, Na2CO3. Sodium carbonate. This one is a carbonate compound. Okay, because in this compound carbonate is there. Okay, so whenever the acid react with the carbonate compound, it liberates carbon dioxide gas. Okay, so it gives NaCl as a product plus water, H2O, got it, and then CO2, carbon dioxide gas. And because this is a gas, it evolves from this reaction. So we will indicate by an upward direction of an arrow. Okay. Now let's see that when hydrochloric acid reacts with the calcium carbonate compound, this one is also a carbonate compound because in this calcium carbonate compound, carbonate is there. Okay. So this is the example of carbonate compound. Okay, calcium carbonate is one of the carbonates compound. Okay. So whenever the acid, hydrochloric acid, react with the calcium carbonate, then it gives calcium chloride, CaCl2. This one is salt. Sodium chloride is also a salt. Calcium chloride is also a salt. Okay. So it gives calcium chloride, water, H2O, and plus CO2, carbon dioxide gas, it will liberate. Got it? Okay, let's take another example of acid like sulfuric acid. Okay, H2SO4, sulfuric acid. So when sulfuric acid react with the calcium carbonate, okay, this one. So this acid will react with the carbonate compound. Let's see what it gives. It gives the same product. This one is also when sulfuric acid. This one is also acid. Okay, so when this acid react carbon dioxide gas. Okay, you have to remember this. Whenever acid react with the carbonate compound or bicarbonate compound, whenever acid react with the carbonate compound or bicarbonate compound, it always give as a product salt, water and liberate carbon dioxide gas. Okay, so acid when react with the carbonate compound, it liberates carbon dioxide gas. Remember this. Got it? So when this acid react with the bicarbonate compound, the same product it will give. It will give sodium sulfate Na2SO4. Okay, SO4. This one is SO4 plus water H2O and plus CO2 carbon dioxide. Here I have written all these equations in their formulae, right? These equation is written in words also in your book. It is given on page number 65. Okay. So these equations given in words in your book, I have written in their formulas. All these equations, all these chemical reactions, I have written in their formulae. Okay. So you have to learn this in words also and formulae also. Okay. So hydrochloric acid, formula of hydrochloric acid is HCl. Okay, formula of sodium carbonate is Na2CO3. Okay, so the sodium carbonate will react with the hydrochloric acid. It gives sodium chloride, that is NaCl, water H2O, carbon dioxide CO2. Okay, so like this you have to learn. Okay, come to the next, that is the experiment. Okay, so let's see the experiment. That when acid reacts with the carbonate compound, okay, and it liberates carbon dioxide gas, and how we will test that this reaction liberating a carbon dioxide gas, how we will come to know this. Listen this. Just take a test tube. Okay? Take a test tube. And in this test tube, take a washing soda. In this test tube, I am taking washing soda. Okay? Formula of washing soda, I am writing here. Formula of washing soda. You people have to learn all the formula. Okay? Sodium carbonate Na2CO3. Sodium carbonate dot 10H2O. Got it? Sodium carbonate decahydrate. This is the formula of washing soda. We can use baking soda also in place of washing soda. So I am telling the formula of baking soda also, that is baking soda. That is sodium bicarbonate, or you can say sodium hydrogen carbonate. So NaHCO3. Okay. So this is the formula of baking soda. So here I am using washing soda. Okay, I have taken washing soda in a test tube. Now, with the help of a dropper, take a dropper. Okay, dropper will look like this. Okay, with the help of a dropper, put a few drops of acid in this test tube. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to add a few drops of acid with the help of a dropper in this test tube. Got it? So this is what? This is acid. For example, I have taken a dilute HCl. Dilute HCl. Why I have taken here dilute hydrochloric acid? Because if we will take a concentrated hydrochloric acid, the reaction will occur very vigorously and it is not easy to handle in that. Okay, so that's why we are using here dilute hydrochloric acid. Okay, we can use here sulfuric acid also. So what I have done, I have taken a test tube, and in test tube I have taken a washing soda and add few drops of dilute hydrochloric acid in this washing soda. Okay, the reaction will start to occur. Okay, then what you will observe, that when this reaction starts, it starts liberate or evolves gas. It starts evolving carbon dioxide gas. So the next step is here. So when it starts to react, as it starts to reacting the acid with the washing soda, it liberates carbon dioxide gas. Okay, this one is what? This is the carbon dioxide gas. So how we will know? This gas will not tell her name that I am carbon dioxide gas. How we will come to know? How we will recognize? How we will find out that this gas is carbon dioxide gas? We will do a test for this. What we will do? We will do a test for this. And what is that test? I told you. If we have to test that whether this gas is carbon dioxide or not, what we will do? We will take a lime water. Just take another test tube. Okay? Take another test tube. And in this test tube, what you have to take? You have to take a lime water. Take a lime water. Okay, now close this test tube so that all gases, wait a minute, let me show you how we will do this. Close this test tube with the help of a cork, okay, and add a tube. So that all the gas will come in this tube, okay, and from this tube it will come in the slime water and dissolve in this slime water. As the carbon dioxide gas passes through this slime water will change, change its color, it becomes white in color, it gets its milkiness. That's what we are saying, that whenever the carbon dioxide passes through the lime water, it changes its colors, it got its milkiness just like a milk. Milk is like this white pure color, right? So just like this, the lime water will also change its color, it gets its milkiness. So we say that lime water change in milky. Got it? So this is the test for the carbon dioxide gas. That whenever, if we want to observe, want to recognize that whether a gas is carbon dioxide gas or not, so how we will do? We will do a test for that, and what we will do? We will take a lime water in another test tube. We will pass that gas with the help of a tube, okay, and whenever we will pass the gas through the lime water, if the lime water changes color in white color, it gets milkiness, that means that our gas is carbon dioxide. Got it? So this is the test for the carbon dioxide gas. I hope this experiment is clear to you all. Okay, so come to the next topic, that is the displacement of hydrogen. The displacement of hydrogen, from acids by metal. From acids by metals. Okay, so the displacement of hydrogen from acids by metal, as I told you in the last session, that hydrogen in acid compound, hydrogen atom is there which can be replaceable by metal atom. Okay, so the same topic we are going to study, but in detail we will study here the equations also. Okay, listen here. For example, like HCl. HCl is acid compound. Sulfuric acid, H2SO4. This is the acid compound. Okay, like nitric acid, HNO3. This is the acid compound. Like carbonic acid, H2CO3. This is the acid compound. You can see here, in all these acid compound, hydrogen atom is here, right? In this hydrochloric acid, one hydrogen atom is here. In this compound, two hydrogen atoms is here. In this acid, one hydrogen atom. In this acid, two hydrogen atoms is here, right? So these hydrogen atom can be replaceable, okay, by metals. So let's see the equation for that. For example, like if you will react the hydrochloric acid with iron, magnesium, these are what? Copper, these are metals like sodium. Okay, so for example, I have taken here sodium. have a capability to replace the hydrogen from its compound. Listen very carefully what I am saying. All the metals will not able to replace the hydrogen from its compound. Only some metals can replace the hydrogen from its compound. Not all the metals, only some metals. Got it? So what are those metals which can replace the hydrogen from its compound? So here I am writing, note it down, and you have to learn also. Okay, metal which can replace hydrogen atom from acids. Okay, here I am writing those metals which can replace the hydrogen atom from its compound. Okay, so potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, okay, iron, lead. These are the submetals which can replace the hydrogen from its compound, from its acid compound. Only these are the few metals which can replace the hydrogen atom from its compound. Not all the metals. Okay, why? Listen to me. Because these metals are more reactive, or you can say are more active than hydrogen. So these metals are more reactive than hydrogen, and that's why they can replace the hydrogen from its compound. Got it? So only these metals can replace the hydrogen from its compound. To understand it well, I am telling you in your language. Okay, listen here. For example, these two are my student. This one is thin person and this one is fat. This one is weak and this one is strong. Okay, so this strong student, okay, this strong person will say to this thin person, to this weak person, that I want to be in this hand, I want to take your place. This strong person will say to this that I want to take your place. This will say no, I will not give. This will say no, I will not give. So what it will do? It will fight with this strong person will fight with this weak or thin person and will kick from his place and will take itself that place. Got it? What I am saying? That this is not that much strong that it will fight with this and fight for this place. This is strong, and that's why it is able to kick this thin person. This is strong, and that's why this is able to kick this weak person from its place and itself take this place. Got it? Got it my point what I am saying? Just like this, these metal atom is more strong. In your language it is strong, but in chemistry language we are saying these metal atom are more reactive. Okay, these metal atom react very vigorously, okay, very fast. So these metal atom are very reactive, are very active than hydrogen. So these metal atoms are very reactive than hydrogen. So that's why they can kick the hydrogen from its compound. Okay, see here. For example, like hydrochloric acid, HCl. So this hydrochloric acid you can see here, in this one hydrogen atom is here. When this hydrochloric acid react with the any one of these metal atom. Okay. For example, I have taken like magnesium. I have taken. Okay. Previously I have taken sodium. I think. Okay. So magnesium. Okay. So this magnesium more reactive or active? In your language, it is more stronger than hydrogen. Okay. So this magnesium will kick this hydrogen from this compound, and itself will take its place. Itself will come with the chlorine and forms magnesium chloride MgCl2. Got it? Magnesium chloride. So this magnesium will kick this hydrogen from its compound. This magnesium will replace this hydrogen from this compound, from its acid compound, and forms magnesium chloride plus hydrogen gas will liberate out. If you are thinking that here is only one chlorine, but I have written here two, so that, as I told you, that a compound is formed according to their valencies. Okay, and we will balance this. How we will balance this? Like this. We will write here 2. So 2 chlorine, 2 is for hydrogen also, is for chlorine also. So 2 chlorine and 2 hydrogen. You can see here 2 hydrogen and 2 chlorine. Balancing I will not teach here. You will study in your 8th class. Okay. So don't worry about this. Just focus on this, that only these metal atoms can replace the hydrogen from its acid compound, and itself takes place and forms a salt and liberates liberates hydrogen gas. Got it? So this one is clear to you all. I hope so. Still you will have any problem, you can ask me in the live session. Okay. Uses of acid I have given you all to study at home as a homework. Okay. So if you will have not done, just do it. Study this uses of acid. Okay. If you people have any problem in any point, you can ask me in a live session. This uses of acid, table 7.3. So table 7.3 is homework. Table 7.3 is your homework. Okay, read this. Read thoroughly. Okay, read thoroughly table 7.3. Okay, now come to the next topic, that is bases. So let's discuss about bases. Okay, so our new topic is bases. Listen here, as we have studied the acid, right? That acids are sour in taste, just like that. Bases are bitter in taste. Bitter means kadwa. Okay, so bases are bitter in taste. Acids taste में खट्टा होता है. जब एसिड को चखोगे तो वो खट्टा जैसा आपको टेस्ट लगेगा, ठीक है. लेकिन बेस का टेस्ट होता है वो कड़वा होता है. So bases are bitter in taste and acids are sour in taste. Okay. So the first point, let's write the characteristics, or you can say the properties of bases one by one, as we have seen in the acid. Just like this, we have to study the bases also. Okay. So first one is bases are bitter in taste. Got it? Now come to the second point. Second point is bases turns red litmus to red. Okay, what are litmus? Litmus is an indicator which tells that whether our substance is acid or base by changing its color, right? That is what the indicator is doing. So litmus is an indicator. So if you take a litmus paper, okay, if you take a red color litmus paper and dip in base solution, okay, that red color litmus paper will change its color, it convert into blue color. So red color paper will convert into blue color. So that indicates, that tells that our solution is base or basic in nature. Got it? So bases change the color of acid of litmus, bases change the color of litmus from or base. Got it? Now come to the third point. Bases are slippery or soapy in touch. When you will touch the base, that you will feel on your finger that it is slippery and soapy. Just if you will touch the soap, how you will feel? Just like this. If you will touch the base, in fact soap is a base. Okay. Listen here. As we have seen that acid we are getting in our eatable items. Organic acid we are getting in eatable items, right? But bases we are not generally getting bases in our eatable items. Okay. These bases we are using in our daily life in the form of soap, detergent, laundry detergent, washing soda, baking soda. Okay, so these items we are using which contains the base in our daily life. Okay, so in our daily life these things we are using which contains bases. Okay, washing soda is a base, baking soda is a base. Okay, detergent soaps are bases. Okay, bathing soaps, detergents, these contains bases. So bases we are not getting eatable items, but bases we are using in our daily life in the form of these things. Okay. So if you will touch the base, that is slippery in touch. Okay. So bases are slippery or soapy. So bases are slippery or soapy. Okay. Now come to the fourth point. As we have seen that when acid react with the bases, it loses its acidic property, and this reaction we called as neutralization reaction. Okay, this one is the I think fifth characteristics of acid, right? In the same manner, when base react with the acid, either acid react with the base or base react with the acid. Okay, so when acid react with the base, it loses acidic property. When base react with the acid, it loses its basicity or basic property. Got it? So in both the form, this reaction is called neutralization reaction. If acid react with the base, then also it is called neutralization reaction. If base react with the acid, then also it is called a neutralization reaction. Okay. So when base react with the acid, when base react with the acid, when bases react with the acids, okay, it lose its basicity. Okay, you can say basic property. Okay, so when base react or mix with the acid, it lose its basicity. Now come to the fifth point, that is, or you can say the fifth characteristics or properties of bases. So come to the fifth point of bases. Okay, so fifth point is when bases react with the acids, it gives salts and water, and this reaction is called neutralization reaction. This reaction is called neutralization reaction. Got it? So when base react with the acids, it gives salts and water, and this reaction is called neutralization reaction. Got it? So let's see the example of this. So example like वो शायद क्लास ले रही है। अच्छा क्लास हाँ HCl will react with the sodium hydroxide NaOH. Okay, so like HCl when react with the sodium hydroxide, this is acid and this is base. This is acid compound hydrochloric acid, this is base sodium hydroxide. So when these two react with each other, then it gives NaCl, that is salt, sodium chloride, common salt that we are using, NaCl plus H2O. Okay, as a byproduct, water will come in this reaction. So hydrochloric acid when react with the sodium hydroxide gives salt and water. Okay, then let's see, like hydrochloric acid when react with the magnesium oxide, all the oxides, as I told you, like all the oxides, okay, all the hydroxide compounds, these are what? Bases. Okay, I will write here in a separate column all the bases compound. Okay, I am going to write this. Okay, some bases compound I am writing here. All the metal oxides compound like sodium oxide, Na2O, okay, copper oxide, iron oxide, FeO, okay, Fe2O3 also, magnesium oxide, MgO, got it? Zinc oxide, ZnO. Here, so these are the oxides compound, metal oxides compounds are the bases. These are the some common metal oxide base. Okay. Now hydroxide compound like KOH, okay, NaOH, sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, okay, base like ammonium hydroxide, NH4OH, got it? So these are what? These are the bases. These are the some bases compound. Acid like H2SO4, HCl, HNO3, okay, these are what? These are acid compound. Got it? And these are the example of bases. sodium oxide, copper oxide, iron oxide, magnesium oxide, zinc oxide, okay, potassium hydroxide, sodium hydroxide, ammonium hydroxide. These are the some example of base compound. Okay. So here I have taken acid HCl and base magnesium oxide MgO, and when these two react with each other, it gives magnesium chloride MgCl2 and plus water H2O. Here, now let's see another example like sulfuric acid when H2SO4 when react with we can react the sulfuric acid with any one of these. Okay, we can take copper oxide also, we can take ammonium hydroxide also, we can take sodium hydroxide also. So let's take here sulfuric acid will react with the ammonium hydroxide. Okay, so here I am taking NH4OH. Got it? So when these two react with each other, this sulfuric acid will react with ammonium hydroxide. What it will give? It will give ammonium sulfate. Okay, ammonium sulfate NH4 whole twice SO4. This is the formula of ammonium sulfate NH4 the whole twice SO4. Okay, and plus ammonium sulfate plus water as a byproduct will form. Got it? Now come to the fourth reaction. See this. I am giving the example only of those reactions which is given in words in your book. Okay. So in word it is given in your book. Okay. So you have to learn in word also and in these formulas also. Okay. So try to learn and write the chemical equation in their formulae. Got it? Represent the chemical equation in their symbolic form. Got it? So one more example I will like nitric acid HNO3 will react with copper oxide. Okay. So what it will give? It will give copper nitrate. Copper nitrate. Okay. So when copper nitrate react with the nitric acid, it will give copper nitrate CuNO3 whole twice and plus H2O will liberate out. Got it? So this reaction is clear. Next topic is alkanes. Just one more thing I want to tell you all. Please listen very carefully. That please write the formula like this. Means 3 you have to write below this oxygen. Okay. Subscript you have to write like this. Subscript you have to write like this. What you people are doing? You people are writing like this. HNO3 like this. And this is completely wrong. In the third semester I will get the marks for this. Got it? You have to write like this. And please don't write like some students are writing the formula like this. HNO3 and some are writing like this as a power. The subscript of formula will go as a power, and these are completely wrong. This is only the correct form of writing the formula. Got it? And the second thing which I want to tell you, that whenever you people are writing the formula, okay, and if you don't have space to write the product here after this, after plus, if you don't, just like I don't have a space here to write the water. So what I have written here, that plus I have marked here, and then just below this I have written here water. I have not written here the water. Plus I have written here and then water here. This will come as a reactant. So don't write this side. Write always the right side of whatever the product you are writing. Write the right side of this arrow. Okay, if you don't have a space, just write the below of this. Plus and then below. This is the correct form of writing the chemical equation. Clear? Don't write in a statement. And the informations whatever like crystalline or color or like precipitate. So some students are writing like this, means they have written the formula, they have written the chemical equation. For example, I have written this chemical equation and I have to write the name. So what you will have done, that you will have written like this and the name like this: nitric acid plus, sorry, not plus, people have not written the plus also, copper oxide then copper nitrate. How you will able to find out that name of which formula is written? You have to write the name of formula just below that formula. If you have written here copper nitrate, you have to written here only the copper nitrate. If you have written water here, then you have to write just below that water vapor. Okay. If you have written here nitric acid, just below this you have to write till here only. You have to write nitric acid. If you don't have space to write it here, all the, for example, like you have a long word to write. Okay, so write it half word and half word you have to write below of this, like nitric and then below acid. So please be careful in writing these things in your copy. So this one is clear. Now come to the alkanes. You have time? Okay, so from alkalis we will study in our next session. Whatever I told you, I taught you today, just revise it and remember this, learn all the chemical equation and formulas. Okay, and homework I have given that you have to study table 7.3 uses of acids. Okay, so learn and study all these things. If you will have any problem, you can ask to me in a live session. Thank you.